Hi there, my name is Rachel, and today's practice is called Yoga for Affirmation. Have positive affirmations ever been something you've worked with in the past? For myself personally, speaking kind words over myself has been an incredibly transformational practice. The language and the stories that we have around ourselves that begin in our minds can really have a big impact on us. So we'll spend some time reflecting on our thoughts and the stories that we have going on in our minds about ourselves and reframing that if we need to. We'll start our yoga practice today in meditation, starting off in Sukhasana easy seat. It's a cross-legged seat, but any seat that helps you feel supported, something you can sit in for a few moments while we begin our practice on the right foot. Once you feel grounded and like your sits bones are firmly planted on the earth, grown a tall spine out of that place, reaching through the crown of your head, with your hands in your lap in any way that feels right for you, maybe on top of the knees, palm down, palm up, or even just in the lap. I invite you, once you feel comfortable and steady, to close your eyes. Sukhasana, aptly named, means easy seat. Comfortable position, at the same time, a position that allows us to be attentive. Attentive to all that's here for us today, listening to our body, to our breath, and especially today to our minds. As you begin to take a look at your thoughts, can you observe your thoughts? Almost as if from a third person perspective, as if looking at your thoughts were as passive as watching commercials flash by on a TV screen. Simply looking at what's here. Our meditation practice, as well as our moving meditation practice, our yoga asana practice, helps us to create this distance between us and our thoughts. And this distance can be so helpful for taking back our power, deciding which thoughts continue to serve us and which thoughts we would like to let go. And when we let go, we create space for something better, for something new. And perhaps today, as you observe your thoughts, there's something you notice you would like to release. Maybe something you would like to change. Feel free to set any positive affirmation that feels right to you as today's intention for class. But for you, if nothing tends to bubble up right now, I offer this simple intention as well. I think highly of myself. I think highly of myself. Holding whatever affirmation there in your mind's eye. Take an inhale, breathe some life into it, some energy into it. And then exhale out through the nose. Let it go. You can call back your intention for class, your affirmation, throughout our practice as it serves you. Gently blink your eyes open. And we'll move to a hands and knees posture. So maybe you uncross your legs and take the ankles out to one side. Maybe you roll over the knees, placing those hands underneath our shoulders. Take an inhale, step the balls of the feet back to find a plank position. And then exhale, send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog, guiding those heels to the floor. Take an inhale here. And exhale, bending the knees, sending the hips back. When you're empty of breath, take your journey to the top of the mat. Find a forward fold here. We're moving right along when it comes to this class today. Getting that energy flowing. Take an inhale, halfway lift, find a flat back, flat spine. Exhale, fold back over your legs. On your inhale, roll up to stand. Articulate the vertebra of the spine. Paying attention to our spine today. If we want to take care of our thoughts, taking care of the spine, all that spinal fluid that feeds our brain, that seems like a pretty good idea, right? Once your head is above your shoulders, take an inhale, lift those hands to the sky, and then exhale as you pull the hands down to heart center, follow them with your gaze. Take a couple of breaths here. Feel your feet firmly planted, hips and center of gravity over the centers of those feet. And maybe you remember that affirmation for a moment here. I think highly of myself. Take an inhale here and an exhale here. And on your inhale, sit back into chair pose. Drawing those arms up in line with those ears, reaching out through the fingertips and sitting back into your heels, bending the knees like you're coming into a squat. Inhale. And then as you exhale, draw your hands to heart center and begin from the navel to twist towards the right side of your space. With your hands still at your heart, you could stay here and use your core to find that rotation. But if you'd like to really deepen and ring out the midline, feel free to tap the outside of the left elbow on the outside of your right knee. On your next inhale, passing back through center. And then exhale, drawing your hands to heart center again. We'll take it to the other side now. And feel free to take the version that feels right to you. You may be noticing that with your quads turning on, that heat building, there's already a story forming in your head. Maybe it's that I'm tired, I'm not strong enough. This is a great opportunity to take back your power from any story you don't want to perpetuate. You are strong. You can do this. Take an inhale, pass back through center, and then exhale, dive over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step the left foot back to the back of the mat, and lower the left knee. Firmly placing this left hand into the mat. On your next inhale, peel this right arm up to the sky. Easy twist. Our right quad is still working. We're finding a bit more rotation for the spine. Gazing up at this right hand as it reaches to the sky. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, plant the right hand down on the outside of the right foot. Open up the heart on an inhale. And then exhale, begin to shift the weight back onto that left knee, peeling the right toes towards the face, straightening the right leg, find a half split. And feel free to make any adjustments you need. Maybe you need to walk this left knee back to get a deeper stretch. Maybe you'd like to place some blocks on either side of this front right ankle to give yourself some height so it's not as intense of a stretch. We'll be here for a couple of breaths. Giving yourself the chance to look inward as this right hamstring begins talking to you. Maybe you notice some thoughts begin to bubble up. What I have found has made a difference in my own stories that play on repeat in my head. If there's something negative that I notice I'm thinking about, instead of trying to shut up my brain and tell it to stop thinking that, think of something else, it's so much easier to replace it with something good. To say, instead of I am weak, I am strong. Instead of saying I can't do this, saying instead I am capable. On your next inhale, begin to come forward back into this low lunge, planting the hands. Tuck the ball of your back left toes. Step the right foot back to meet the left for plank pose. Lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, shine your heart out for upward facing dog. Exhale, hips go back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, pick up the left foot, step it between the hands, lower the right knee down on an exhale. Setting up for our easy twist now on the other side. Plant this right hand firmly into the mat, and on your next inhale, peel the left arm to the sky. And always feel free if you'd like to place a block under the right hand here to give yourself a little more space. That can be a really nice way to get more of a shoulder stack sometimes with the left shoulder on top of the right here. I think highly of myself. Remembering our affirmation. Sometimes I have found even that positive affirmations work best even before we believe that they're true. So sometimes even speaking something over yourself and thinking and meditating on something that's positive that you want to invite into your life can be a really powerful tool for transformation, even if you don't quite believe it yet. The belief will come. One final inhale here. And then exhale, place the left hand back down to the mat. Take an inhale to open your heart, peel open the chest. And then exhale, bringing the weight into the top of that right knee, straightening the left leg and peeling those toes towards your forehead. We find our half splits. And finding the version that's going to serve you best here. Something you can hold for a couple of breaths. Maybe even closing your eyes once you've found your edge. Once you've found where your hamstring is speaking to you, you're feeling that stretch. We'll be here for a couple more breaths. Perhaps there's something that you would like to change about your life. Sometimes using positive affirmations can really help to bring you from point A to point B. The first step is believing in ourselves, right? Once we believe in ourselves, that we believe that we can succeed, we can start to build the rest of the foundation we'll need to move forward with our dream. So perhaps if your dream is to play music or get that job promotion or start a family, speaking positive things over yourself like, I will make a wonderful mother or parent or father. I am an incredible performer. I am an incredible worker. Those are some things you could say over yourself to bring that belief forward. And take an inhale, come forward onto this left foot, bending the left knee again, planting both hands, tuck the back right toes, step the left foot back to meet the right, and lower all the way down onto the belly. We'll come to lay on our back, so maybe you'd like to simply roll over for our Shavasana, our final pose, letting the feet flop open with the legs long, the arms long, the palms facing the sky, and the eyes closed. And I invite you to sit here with your thoughts. Our minds are such an important part of our body and a part of who we are. Taking care of our thoughts, taking care of our minds is so worth our time and attention. So I invite you to spend time here with your thoughts and maybe even some extra time to speak some positive affirmations over yourself. And when you're finished, we'll return to our cross-legged seat at the center of our mats with our hands at our heart and our eyes closed. May we always remember who we are. And may our thoughts and our hearts reflect that. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. It's always such an honor to be able to guide us in these flows together. Until next time, bye bye.